Welcome back to the Body Show here on Raws News. The South-South geopolitical zone is a struggle of the PDP, the main opposition party, with recent defection of two former governors of the party in the zone to APC. The ruling party appears to be making inroads into the zone ahead of the general elections. We have in the studio today the National Deputy Chairman, South-South of the PDP, Brother Emmanuel Ogidi. He served as a former chairman of the PDP in Delta State from 2005 to 2009, and also a commissioner representing Delta State in the Niger Delta Development Commission from 2009 to 2011. I want to say welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
And Happy New Year.
Yes, we wish you the same. And let's start it off by asking you that two former governors from your zone left the PDP to the APC. And is this an indication that the APC seems to be gaining ground in Delta State ahead of the next general elections?
Let me correct my title. My title is National Vice Chairman.
Okay, nice Vice Chairman.
Yeah, we have Deputy National Chairman South, Deputy National Chairman North. Okay. But I'm for the zone.
It's duly noted, sir. Duly noted, sir. Thank you very much for the correction.
Well, two former governors, yes. You know, what happens in life is people like to change. But there's nothing wrong with changing, but if you are changing for the better. Let me start with the Delta State governor. He's very ungrateful, an ungrateful man. That's the problem with some politicians. You see, for 16 unbroken years, he was in PDP.
The Delta State, you want to be former governor? Okay.
You asked about two governors.
Yes, we said so. You can't say Delta State governor. I thought you were talking about Governor Okowa here.
God forbid. Governor Okowa, straightforward, good gentleman.
So you're referring to?
I'm referring to Emmanuel Ogidi, my namesake.
Okay.
Coincidentally, my namesake.
Emmanuel Ogidi.
And I was the chairman when he became governor. So you see, I feel pained. And I believe it's because he doesn't appreciate the goodness of God. Most of our politicians don't appreciate the goodness of God. We always look at what I want to be, what I want to be. What about those you left behind, your colleagues? Have you also thought about them?
So he's ungrateful. How?
He's ungrateful to God. I said for 16 unbroken years.
Yes.
He was in PDP, enjoying. Commissioner, Secretary to Government, and Governor. 8 years. And then he said, use and dump. Who used and dumped who? You dumped yourself. You used yourself, dumped yourself. There are those today in Delta who feel so pained. But I don't feel pain because I know so much about human beings, about life. Akpabio, same thing, for 16 years. So if you watch about the videos of those things he was saying, you know, sometimes when we were in Port Harcourt, they will come and see the governor of Rivers State, Wike, during the commission of projects, you hear the way he was talking. Even in the state, just a few weeks before he left to APC, he was eulogizing Udom, and it just changed. You begin to wonder what's going on. But anyway, after all, the prodigal son, with all this wealth he was enjoying, he left the father, but he came back. I'm sure they will come back.
Speaking of people leaving and coming back, can you shed some light on the disposition of Governor Nyesom Wike of River State? There was a marked drop in his enthusiasm following the convention in Port Harcourt. At some point, he actually took a step back. He returned. He's now inaugurated a committee for the South-South presidential campaign. But the impression still lingers that he's not fully supportive, him as well as other stakeholders, of the Atiku Obi candidacy. What are your thoughts on this?
No, at least my office is in Port Harcourt as zonal chairman. And I work with our 5 governors. But Michael will soon take a do to join us because I'm not complete yet. It's supposed to be 60th. You see, people don't understand Governor Wike. He's a very nice man, hard-working. You see, if he doesn't like anything, he doesn't put his hand in it. It's not true. Yes, he had a candidate, just like any other person. And you see, I don't know whether you watched it. There was a Thanksgiving service after the convention. He was thanking God, and on TV, he was telling people his own story. That he wanted to be senator, he was asked to step down, that today is now governor, that even the man he stepped down for comes to see him as a governor, that we don't know where God is placing you. He said it on TV. So why would you be upset? But you know, is one of our governors we admire so much. Hardworking. They've done a lot for River State. Just like all our governors in the South. You're correct that South is the stronghold of PDPS. We're very proud of that. We have the numbers. And then we don't wave. We don't. We're forthright. So it's not true.
You were recently quoted as saying that Nigerians have forgiven PDP. I mean, after your national chairman apologized to Nigerians for mishandling and mismanaging the economy for 16 years. But what gives you the indication that Nigerians have forgiven PDP?
You see, only this morning I was coming here. I got a call. You must do something, no. We're all dying now.
That's just one person saying
I'm just as I was coming, a call this morning. You must do, we're all dying now. Even in your heart, I know you love us. Nigeria, you see, one of the primary assignments of a government is to cater for the welfare of the people and also to secure the people. Are you experiencing that today? No. Some time ago, I went to Gambia. When I landed at the airport at about 2 a.m., so I was going from the airport to the hotel. I met 3 checkpoints. They were holding batons. You know what? I don't know. You have not seen batons because it's no longer fashion of police. In those days, I was lucky to see batons. Do you know what baton is?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do.
They're holding batons. I didn't see gone. 2 a.m. in the night. I said, wow, what's going on here? But today, you see assault rifle all over the place. Assault rifle. But we're not at war. But we're at war with ourselves. Because we need to rule by force. You can't rule people by force. Power comes from God. That's how it is. But we want to take the power from God. That's why God teaches us lessons. When we were doing it, we thought everything was going on well. We're almost losing touch with the people. So the people reacted. But today, the change the people thought they could get, they can't find it. That's why I say they forgive us. They're coming back. But it's going to be a challenge. This APC government, one thing you can give to them is that they're liars. They lie so much, they even lie to themselves. That's how they are. And by the time you allow them keep lying, before you know you'll be in trouble.
Can you be specific about the lies they've
Good.
told
I want
so
to
far?
be specific. First, let me tell you something. I don't know where you were in '84 when there was the coup. I was lucky to be in government then. I was PA to a governor. And when there was this coup, people started jubilating, you know, they have removed the MPN. There was jubilation. Then Buhari came, threw all of us in cell. You know, it's almost style that go to jail, prove your innocence and come back. That's not our judicial system. In Buhari's template, you are jail first, then prove yourself, you come out. No. You're supposed to go through the processes. People were happy. Some of my friends were happy that I was detained. When the thing started, you remember teachers went first, started dealing with teachers, started dealing with people who said, what kind of government is this? That's exactly what has happened. Lie? You remember when Fashola was here, a great man. Fashola was a good man before he joined the APC. Before he came to the federal, now I saw what he was saying, light. But surprisingly, yesterday I saw light on the Ted Milan Bridge. Surprisingly, I didn't know people have light here.
Yes, we do. The place has been under construction for a while. They've been rehabilitating the bridge. Good. Yes.
But they said any government that cannot give light within 6 months is not a fit government. Is that not a lie? They have not been able to do it. Nobody has to say there's no resources. I was listening to your security man now, Mike Ejafo. Once you say you are fighting corruption, that was the first thing the man wrote on the back of "I'll fight corruption." Is he fighting corruption? You know, you hear people say corruption is fighting back. You didn't know corruption will fight back before. You said you are going to change the country. Oh, they're not saying, no, they didn't give time frame. Time frame. People are dying. People are hungry. What time frame do you want? Nigerians are impatient. So you talk about lies now. They lie about light, they lie about security, they lie about the welfare of people. And most importantly, your selective way of doing things. Meanwhile, you have what is corruption? You have all the corrupt people around you.
All right, since you mentioned Mr. Michael Jeffo, he actually mentioned, because we know that the aspirants, the presidential candidates have actually signed a peace accord, but he actually mentioned that several hotbeds that might witness political violence are majorly South regions, because Delta State, Bayelsa State, of course, Delta State also, and of course, what we were seeing play out in Akwa Ibom State. What is the PDP doing to ensure that things do not escalate in this particular region?
You see, it's not about PDP, it's about APC. You know, they want to take it by force. They're not on ground in any of these states you just made, but they want to take it by force. So people will react.
Are you almost endorsing that there will be violence there?
There will be violence because they want, we know they are doing. Are they doing anything? Is APC campaigning? They're not.
They've just flagged up the presidential campaign.
When? Flag or when?
In Akwa Ibom State.
Which
I
was a
know
massive
when.
turnout.
Last week, massive.
But before then, they've been doing door-to-door campaigns, which your party seems to have, showed that side. Don't you think that the door-to-door campaign is campaigning?
You see, every party have their strategy.
Exactly.
Good. Now in Akwa Ibom, the strategy of APC we know is violence. Have you talked to them recently? Some of them that are friends, when they start talking, you'll be shocked. You can see when they enter the APC, they become violent. I don't know what is wrong with that party. Everybody's violent.
But what are people doing to prevent such from happening? If you know that there's likely to be violence...
That is strategy I will not tell you here. It's strategy. We're going to contain them.
Okay, there's a strategy of both to contain them.
Contain them.
All right.
You think you want to take power, you say, just sit down and take power. No way. You won't allow that to happen. We'll contain them.
You just referred to your long political past. You referred to 1984. We just lost our first elected executive president, Shehu Shagari. And an anecdote was brought to mind of when your governor, who you served as his PA, Governor Melfield Okilo, presented Shagari with two maidens as wives during his state visit to Rivers State. What do you think, when you look at politics, the way it's practiced today, as opposed to the way it was practiced then, the way the politicians were, the caliber of our leaders, and what would you like Shagari to be remembered for?
He was a good man, a Democrat, gentleman. We know him. My late uncle Okilo was the one who asked us to work for him. And you all remember, I don't know what you're doing, 83, Same Buhari was the one who overthrew us. We had a program, well-lined-up program, because they're not Democrats. He cannot be Democrats. He's not a Democrat. All the story they're talking, I think he went there to say, oh, Shagari is a good man. Then why did you overthrow him? That tells you that we don't want to maintain what is good in this country. I don't know why. I don't know. You see, when I look at the way we play politics today, I was brought up by the old school, where we had decorum. So when I see these young men jumping around today all over the place, I wonder. We had issues even during the MPN days. Let me give you Rivers State. The former chairman, late I.S. Kobara, was the chairman of the party. He too became ambitious. He fought with Okilo. We had 13 in 1983 primaries. We had 13 aspirants against Okilo. And one after the other, we started taking care of them until it got to only 3. And after the whole thing, they still remained. There was no bad words used. There was no violence. We were having police. How do you not bring them into politics? It's this army that brought them. Because they need to protect their interests. But I don't mind anybody protect your interests. It's very good to protect your interests, but not at the expense of the general of the nation. I'll listen to Jeffo again. What has that got to do with election? It's police. And they're not supposed to go near this. They're not supposed to. Why would you introduce army? You have left Zamfara. You're afraid. If you remember during MPN time, when the Batasini was in the north, they crushed it. How do you expect a president, a former general in the army, and you're still having Boko Haram? I think you're playing politics with Boko Haram. They're playing politics with it. People are eating money from it. It's a business. It's a serious business. That's why it's like, that's why it's been prolonged. One day we hear we have use all kinds of language. We have contained it, we have degraded, you have all kinds of things. Then today here all the drones are there. Is it today we have the drones? But those are security issues, not going to be discussed in public. But for military, to allow that terrorist group to exist in there, that tells you we are playing politics. We are not a serious country. Then you have a governor, Zafara, calling for a state of emergency, all because APC has no candidate. I don't know. The next one you hear of River State, because they have no candidate according to Apicot judgment, they want to declare, they're test running what they want to do in February. But in all of this thing, let me tell you, if you read the Bible very well, Psalm 62, verse 11, God said, power belongs to me. It's not your power belongs to me. So if anybody's sitting somewhere feeling cool, okay. Let me tell you the similarity of the power. God said, let there be light, and there was light. The governor will say, I will give you light, the award contract. It's a similarity of power. But it's a spiritual seat you're sitting on. How many of them are really spiritual? Is it going to church with Sari that's making spiritual? No.
The role of piety in our politics. But
you just referred to the MPN where there were 13 candidates who were interested in the seat Okilo eventually got, and you were able to persuade each one of them. Is this a similar situation that happened with the PDP? Can you take us to the behind-the-scenes work that was done? Yes, because there were so many presidential aspirants. One emerged, that is Atiku Abubakar. How is it that you managed all of those conflicting interests such that nobody became aggrieved and left the party?
We didn't manage. God that manages for us. God wanted the PDP to come back. That's also why you see that convention was peaceful. You know, before the convention was hype all over. Oh, you can hear the tempo. But God wanted us to win. It's about God, not about man. None of us did anything. And I don't think we thought he would have won to that day. None of them.
So God has told you PDP will win Nigeria in 2019?
The signs are there. I'm not a prophet. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not a prophet.
Okay.
I'm not just looking at what is happening now. The peaceful nature we conducted the convention, how Atiku emerged, how all the other colleagues are still in the party, they are moving, they are taking position in their states. What else would you want me to say?
Okay, you said that the APC has lied to Nigerians in the past 3.5 years, but let's look at if the PDP wins. What would you be doing differently? I mean, we have security, corruption, which is very key for this administration. In fact, recently, the APC administration has said the PDP is not coming back to redeem itself if it wins, but to kill the fight against corruption. What would you be doing differently as a party?
You see, all the institutions today we set up to fight corruption, if they have strengthened it, we'll not be saying what we are saying. Just strengthen those institutions and everything will fit in. We instituted the EFCC, ICPC. All these were done by us now. All you need to get the good personnel, leadership, get good leaders in those places. Don't interfere with them. You listen to Erufai when he was talking the other day. When he was the Bureau of, what do you call it, BP. He said nobody interfered with what he was doing. But today he jumped ship, he's talking what he's saying. Nobody. Just set up the institution, let it work. Look at judiciary, they're supposed to be the last. You wanted to kidnap a judge in the night. In River State was wicked girls stood out for the judiciary. But I thank God that today judiciary knows their position in this country. The other day, the National Assembly, you stormed it with hoods. That is cool, for God's sake. If you remember what Senator Bembru said, that they should investigate within 1 month. This is how many months now? You will not hear of it. So if you allow all institutions to work, there are 3 arms of government. Allow each to work, and Nigeria will be a better place. So when we come back, by God's grace, we're going to strengthen institutions. And where necessary, also create new institutions. And by the time you start doing, there will be no need for all these small things we are doing now. There will be no need.
In the area of security, what would you be doing differently?
Same thing. You are prolonging the tenure of your service chief for personally for... What about those who are due to be there? It's also affecting the promotion. People are not looking at it from that point of view. When they look at election. The one that you know can handle it for you. Why? When the man's tenure has reached, it's like this program. Once the time reaches, you move on. You take on the next program. You don't need to keep one man permanently now. Why? There's nobody that's indispensable in this world. There are lots of people that can do the job you think you are doing best. So if you have that understanding, which we know, which we have also realized, you know the human being, if you allow him for too long, he will think he's God. So we saw for 16 years. But let me also tell you something, the good news, or bad news for them. APC that you see today, after the election, you will not see them anymore. Because it's a party formed to fight us. God allowed it. But I can tell you something, it will not exist again.
You just, since you mentioned, if a man stays for too long, he might think he's God. And that's where we almost see that one play out in Delta South, where you actually come from, with Senator James Manager coming back for his fourth term. And we hear that even though there was an agreement that it will be rotated between the Shakiris, between the Sokos, the Joes, we see him still be the front runner, the only man that wants to come out from that particular region. And you've been talking about how divinity plays a role in all of this. And we hear that that was even the reason why people like Dr. Udoaga decided to actually move away from the PDP, because maybe you and several people wanted to play God in that particular region.
No. Let me also explain to you. You see, Delta State, we have 3 senatorial districts like any other. And it was during my time when I became chairman, I said, look, we need to have a rotation. Because the Urubus are just doing their second tenure.
Yeah.
So thank God, when I became chairman, I was able to actualize it. And then it left from the center to the south. And then by December last year, we come to the north. But in spite of that, the Urubus see tomorrow, every election they want to contest. They believe they are born to rule. Again, it's not the Urubus agreement, but the individual agreement. You have to understand that.
All right.
But the general agreement that we should rotate. Now come to my South Senatorial District, Isuku Chekurubu. You're correct. Now, Sinatomo was there. The manager came on board. I don't know if that agreement you're talking about. But I agree with you, it should rotate. Something meant. But if you look at the position at that time.
So why not contradict? You said that there was an agreement, but you say you don't know about the agreement.
What agreement? When?
To rotate.
No, that's senatorial district what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one I know, which is the state, rotating the governorship. No, in equity, I agree with you. I'm not. That's what I just said now.
Okay.
But I was not the way to assign that it should rotate like that. But for equity, I agree with the rotationer. I agree with it. But let me also tell you today, manager is a very lucky man. Somehow, it just falls in his favor. Just when you think you should go to the next group, manager benefits from it. Like this one that has just happened now.
But we hear that there was a gentleman understanding, not any agreement actually.
Let me explain to you now.
Yes.
PDP had an understanding with the National Assembly.
Okay.
Because that time we were anxious to retain the number in the National Assembly. So they pleaded with us that we should ensure that the National Assembly members retain their position. But for us in Delta, it was going to be difficult for us because we have our own dynamics or sharing formula. So manager would have been out of the race. But the governor said, or the elders agree with the governor that we should have a primary. And I said, no, that's an insult to me. Why should I have a primary and former governor should be the candidate? Why don't you just go to the primaries? He was scared of primaries. A state you have ruled for 8 years, you are scared of primaries. He doesn't want to contest manager. I said, manager is a very lucky man. I'm just trying to tell you. The Chekiris now said, oh, they also want the slot. They have so many aspirants. Okay. So manager was the last aspirant from the Ijo side. The Sokos, I don't know whether we don't have courage or we don't have money. Everybody was scared. I don't know. Please don't, Isoko, my brother, forgive me. I don't know what I'm saying. But Nobody from the Isoko extraction came forward. So the now only manager and the rest of the crowd. So how will it be? Like I said, he was a lucky man. But even then, when it comes to legislation, you don't make a legislature in a day. And when it comes to benefit at the legislature, the older you are, the better position you get at that level. Akpabio came in there with all this, you know how he became a minority. They wouldn't have been like a manager because of seniority. In the legislation, the seniority has nothing to do with the executive. You should not just check it. Okay. The legislature and the judiciary has nothing to do with a rotation and tenure. Like the chief judge of the country now, you saw the way it comes, it's based on seniority. You know, for the last few years, you keep seeing the north, it came to south this time. Seniority. So also the legislature. But there are some zones. I know a place in Bayelsa. It's one tenor you do, whether you are the best. But it doesn't give you what you get at the national. Because positions at the national, positions, the principal officer position is very important, it's very key for your local government or your state.
So are you making a case for Senator Manager now?
Senator Manager?
Yeah.
He's going to win by the grace of God. I know that. I said, like I told you, God just favored him. He wouldn't have been.
You're confident despite the aggrieved members of the Isoko and Shekiri who say, for instance, the pressure group, the Isoko monitoring group.
What party? In PDP?
Say they're going to work against him. In fact, they refer to him as the Mugabe. Say he has stayed too long.
I'm asking, is it in PDP or in the other parties?
In the PDP.
No. It's not so. Let me tell you how the party works. Once a candidate comes from the primaries, it's PDP all the way. You may not like his face, but the party has decided, and a good party man follows the party.
But that's not what we are saying in Ogun State. For instance, the PDP.
What's happening in Ogun State?
You have two factions.
Which two factions?
You're not aware that the PDP in Ogun State has two factions?
Ogun?
Yes.
You mean Senator, what's that his name?
Kashimu. And Honorable Adebutu.
Adebutu is our candidate now. You know the other man. Let's not go there.
No, but you might maybe share some light if you know some inside information.
Let's not go there.
Coming back to
I don't know why he wasn't the governor. Have you heard him talk? I don't know what is the point. Let's not.
It's
our candidate is Adebutu.
Okay.
The court has even said so on that. So why do you want me to go into a decision of the court? I won't.
All right.
Coming back to the South.
Yeah.
PDP has a stronghold in the South, of course. Yeah. But now we have APC's national chairman. He's from the South, and he is determined, especially with Delta State, to take back Delta State.
So just as I'm determined to take back Edo.
Because of himself as a formidable opponent. There's Oduahan, there's Great Ogboro. What do you think are the chances in Delta State of Governor Okowa retaining his seat?
Hey, there's no contest in Delta. I've just told you now. People like us are there. By God's grace, there's no contest there. Oboru, how? In Delta? No, now. It won't work. Let's live there. This Delta is a closed matter now. Forget. They tried all kinds of blackmail. It won't fly now.
Let's take a quick look at the other states in the South.
Yeah, okay.
What is your forecast? Okay, let's look at River State.
Good. That's a closed matter now.
How so?
Performing governor, child. I was born in Port Harcourt. I also live in Port Harcourt. So.
What about Cross River?
Oh yes, Professor Ayede. You see, the APC, the good thing is because the governors are performing. It's like you're talking about Lagos. They say, Ambode is performing. I don't want to say what I don't know. But I also know that Jimmy Ambode will beat him here. They'll beat that Lagos candidate. This Lagos. It's not by force, but we're going to take Lagos, PDP. Okay,
you've come back to the Southwest. So now that there's a substantive ruling in favor of Buruji Kashamu Abati ticket, are you saying that PDP... The court has...
No, the court didn't give him, no. The court didn't give him.
So is PDP going to ignore a court
Find out
order?
from your lawyer. No, find out from your lawyer now. our candidate Adebutu.
But that's not what the court has held. The court has upheld Buruji Kashamu's claim.
No, he didn't uphold him. That's why it's on his own. Check. He hasn't not slowed down. He knows that they are lost out now. Check. Check.
Well, we want to thank you very much for your assessment of politics in the South.
But the national, we're very interested in. We want to assure Nigerians that their ticket will be ticket. I don't know why you didn't even ask me, because they say that people in the Southeast are angry because of abuse. It's not true. You know, in this game, sometimes you behave like a woman so that they must talk to you properly. Because people, and that's the game we play today, want to know what is in for us. Yes, you have settled the ticket. What about our state? And of course, all the requests which they have made, which is germane, been addressed.
They've been addressed.
Of course, they're germane.
Well, we have a PDP chieftain in Lagos State, Chief Olabode George, who just 2 weeks ago said party members are still aggrieved and was appealing to them to buy the tickets.
Normally, people will be aggrieved. You see, let me also say this, I respect him a lot. Suppose he doesn't say anything and say all this well, then we go there, and then they mess us up. I'm happy he did that, and he's working on it. The old man is trying.
So everybody has keyed into the Article OB ticket, what you're saying from your party?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We have to go.
Yes.
Thank you so
Is
much
that
for being on the show.
Thank you.
For a short break here on the Body Show, we'll actually return where we'll actually be analyzing the newspapers to find out what the dailies are saying this morning with Emmanuel Ogidi. Join us with a review of the top story of today's newspapers. Stay with us.